crafters. In tonight's video we're going to be making another Christmas card. I promise you it's the last one for the season. And we're going to be using the Stars at Night dies and the Stars at Night Photopolymer Stamp set in the Stars at Night Hybrid Embossing Folder. We'll use some Boho Blue Cardstock and Basic White Cardstock along with a gold foil to add some accents. Hi, I'm Joan Heberlein and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I created this video for Joan's Simple Paper Crafts found right here on YouTube. If you're new here, I want to thank you for stopping by, and if you're a returning guest, welcome back. Be sure to subscribe by clicking the subscribe button below. That way you won't miss when I post a video, which is typically once a week. Now give me a few seconds to turn the camera down and we'll get started. Here's that Christmas card we're going to make today. It's primarily made of the Stars at Night Hybrid Embossing Folder and the Stars at Night dies, but we also use the Stars at Night Photopolymer Stamp set for this sentiment right here, and this sentiment on the inside of the card. Let me show you that. And we added these on the top of the card right here and here. Okay, we're going to go get started. First we need to cut a piece of Boho Blue Cardstock. I'm going to score it at 4 1/4 right here. This allows me to get 2 pieces of card bases with 1 cut. So then return it and we'll cut it at 5 1/2, and that will give me a piece of 5 1/2 inches by 8 1/2 inches, or that would be 14 centimeters by 21.6 centimeters. And that 4 1/4 inches was 10.8 centimeters right here. Okay, let me put that away. We're going to fold and burnish this. And I like to burnish it on both sides to get a nice crisp edge. And this is going to be our card base. Next, we're going to take our 4 inches by 5 1/4 inch piece of basic white, or that would be 10.2 centimeters by 13.3 centimeters. And we're going to stamp this inside sentiment on there along with those stars at the top. And we're going to use our Versamark for our ink. And let's get that first. We'll do this one first. Oh, and I want to open up our gold embossing powder too, so that we've got that ready to go. And you know what? While I'm doing that, I'm actually going to turn this on. Okay. Let me move this out of the way. And then we're going to do these on the sides. And I'm just going to take some of our gold embossing powder and I will dust that on there. I don't know if you can hear that. My neighbor is getting their landscape done and I think they're dropping boulders. I can hear these big things booming. Hopefully it's not coming across too hard. And I'm just looking to see if there's anything where I need to clean up with this little paintbrush here. And I am not seeing anything, so I'm going to move this out of the way for now. And actually, I'm going to bring in this next piece here. I'm going to go ahead and do that one as well. And we'll cut this down in a few minutes. So I'm going to just center it on here. And we'll come back with the powder again. I think that's good as well. Seeing just a little bit right here. Move that out of the way. I'm going to get my gun going here. So I'm going to turn the volume down while I go do this. There it goes. Do you see that? And I'm just going to make sure I got the edges here. That one's done. Trying to pick up this other piece. And I do see a little bit on here, so I'm going to just brush this off. There was just a little bit on the edge there, so I brushed it off. And I'm going in the back first. And when it starts to curl, then I just bring it around to the front. That part's done. And we'll get these up here. And one last sweep. All right, looks good. And then I'm going to take my card base and we're going to use our multi-purpose glue, but I have it in this bottle here with this needle nose tip, and I can just put the glue on the back side. And let me get my silicone mat out first. Before doing that, I'm going to scrub these off too, and I'm going to close this up before I drop that all over the floor. I'm going to just mist our Stampin' Mist on this side here. There's a little watermark up there. That means this is the side that gets wet. And this side has the sun in it, so that's the side that's going to dry. And I'm just going to spray it on here. Okay. I think we're done with that. Oh, I forgot one more. Let me get that. Too eager to get things put away. Okay, here's our liquid glue. And we'll get our silicone mat here. This is going to protect my work surface. So if I get off key with this, it should be fine, because the liquid glue will dry onto the silicone mat, and then I can just rub it off later. And then I'm just going to put it inside here, and I'm going to center it, leaving 1/8 of an inch for a border on all 4 sides. And that's going to be 0.3 centimeters for those of you using the metric system. Then I'm just going to use my bone folder to flatten that card base down. I'm just going gently over the gold. I can do it better on this side. Next, we're going to take this and we're going to cut that out of there. So normally I would have cut a 2-inch by 3-inch piece of paper, but I knew I was going to do some more of these, so that's why I had a big one there. And we're going to use this piece out of the Something Fancy dies. And let me get our cut and emboss machine out. Can't get the whole thing on here, but you'll get the idea. So what we're going to do is we're going to use plate number 1, then we're going to use plate number 2, then plate number 3. There should be another plate number 3 down here. Yes, there's another plate number 3. I'm going to put my paper down and set the die on there and center it. And I'm actually going to put a little tape on there to hold it in place. I use this tape over and over. It's our Post-it labeling cover-up tape from Post-it, and it's sticky, but it's not so sticky that it'll tear the paper, so you can use it over and over again. And then I'm just going to crank this out. We'll just put it aside till we get the front of the card done. Next we want our 1/4 sheet of the boho, and we're going to put that in our embossing folder. And I want to have these stars be going like up and down on this paper here. So I'm going to put it here, just kind of centering it. So the star is coming off both sides at the end here. And oh, I have to put this piece in. We'll do that with the white. Hold on a second for that. So we're going to just do this piece first without any dies inside of it. So that's just going to be strictly embossing. And so to do that, we need to put in just the number 1 plate. And you want to have the fold go into the machine. And then we need the number 4 plate. I'm going to pull it out just a little bit. And then we can crank that in. So we'll pull this piece out. That has our embossing image on there. And we're going to put the white piece in there, and we want this on there next time. It's got to go this way. There's only one way they can fit in there. Then we're going to use the Basic White quarter sheet, and we'll do the same thing where we want to get all of the star on there. And I know this is different than the other way because I want to get the full star on there. There. And we will crank that out. It would help if I put the number 4 on there. I'm not done with this yet, but I want to show you how this is going to work. So we only want the stars for this. So we're going to just take those out. And we are done with this part. We're going to need the gold foil sheet now. This is 2 inches by 12 inches or 5.1 centimeters by 30.5 centimeters. I'm going to set the 2 plate over here for now. I'm going to get this set up here. So what I want to do is put all these stars on here. These are the largest stars. And I need 1 of each of those, and I need 3 of each of these. So I'll have to come back and cut the rest of those over again. And then we need cut 2 of each of these. So we'll have to come back with those again. I need to make sure I get them on here so they don't rotate and then mess up my cutting. And then we need 2 of these as well. So let's see if I can't get that onto our cut and emboss machine. So we need plate number 1, plate number 2, and then this is plate number 3. I'm trying not to let them shift. And we need our second plate number 3, and then we're just going to let it roll. It shifted a little bit, but that's not a problem. They're not overlapping. Okay, let's see how we did. I'm going to move the plate again just to help us realign things. So we've got 1 in here. There's 1. We are done with this one. And we are done with this one. We need to do this 3 more times. This one 1 more time. This one 1 more time. I'm going to collect these over here. If I put the spatula, that might scoop them off in there easier. This Take Your Pick tool is really quite the tool. You can use it for taking the papers off your dimensionals. Actually use it for transferring gems from the sheet onto your cardstock. There's this end here where you can use that to help grab your paper when you're gluing, and we'll probably use that here in a second. And there's 3 there. Oop, there's only 2 there. There's 1 in here yet. So we'll get this lined up again. So now I'm going to turn it this way so I don't have to turn it back around later. We need another 1 of these. We need 2 more of these. 2 more of these. Another 1 of these. Let me put this up here with that. I'll do 1 of these. And I think that's going to work. And let's see if I can get this back up here. Trying to get it back up here again without shaking this. And we need to put the second number 3 plate. I need this to go on here a little bit farther. All right. And then we need 1 more of these yet. Let's do it down here. So we're going to take these and get them all out of these. We'll turn this around. Get these all out of here. All right, I think I have everything I need. So we want to start gluing them onto these. And I'm going to get my rubber band out again. Let me put that back up there. We'll do this one first. So I'm going to glue this one down. So I'm trying to get glue up to the very edges. You don't need a whole lot of glue because it is strong. There it is. Oh, it's coming. And I'm going to put it diagonally. I'm not going to put it all the way down yet. Then we're going to take this one here. I'm going to put it on top of that. I'm trying to make sure you can see. I don't want to get all the way down to the bottom of my workspace and have you not be able to see what I'm doing. There we go there. Then we need our pointy one like this. This is a fat one and this is a pointy one. So we're going to use the pointy one. Okay, looking good so far. And then we need this one here. That's that tiny one. And I'm going to put glue right here. And I'm going to use this to pick it up. Can't get it more centered there. Then I'm just going to kind of press everything down. Oh, this one went back on my thumb. There's one. And let's do this one next. So we need one of these. Put this one down first. And I'm going to see if I can't get it on here. And then just use this pick to pick it up and lay it out. I'll put a little more glue in the center there. I think that worked. And then we need one of these tiny ones here. We'll put that in the center. Yep, I keep putting it on my finger. I need to use my take your pick tool when I lift my finger off of it. Okay, one more piece on here, this tiny one right there. Just going to be a dot in the center. Dancing all over the place, isn't it? I'm sorry about the glare from my lights. I don't know how to make a card with foil when I need the lights and not have it be reflecting into the foil. So I'm sorry about that. And this last one, we need one of these again. Uh-oh, I did the wrong one. Okay, let's see. See if we can't get this part off from there. We needed to put this on top of that one. So let's see if we can't put a little glue here. Okay. Get that all centered. And I think I can just pick up this one here. Yep. This needs to go right on there. And I'm going to put a little more glue down in the center again, because there's not much left on the back of this. I'm going to have to recenter that star there. Put that back here. Now let's try our last one. I don't know if it goes this way or this way. And we'll put a drop it right here, a little bit up there. And I'm thinking we use flat one next. And then the small one again. And then the baby one too. So let's see if we can't get this up here. I think I lost my tip here. And then we'll just put a little glue here again. That one didn't. Let's see if I can get this. Perfect. You just don't need a whole lot of glue. I think that was my problem. I had too much glue. It was dancing around on the glue. Okay, so what we're going to do next is we're going to take this piece that we had embossed and we're going to cut it down to size. Then we'll glue these things on there, and we can always go back and trim off the extra that hangs over, but I want this to be down to the right size. I don't want to try cutting through multiple layers because the stars are going to hang over here. So we need to get our trimmer back out, and I'm going to cut it the top part off. So we need it to be 5 1/4 inches, or that would be 13.3 centimeters. And then we need 4 inches, or 10.2 centimeters. And let me see, one is shorter than the other. I'm going to take an 1/8 of an inch off each side rather than doing 1/4, because that'll center it better. And then this just needs to be at the 4 inch mark. 4 inches would be 10.2 centimeters. Basically, I took 1/8 of an inch off each side, and that's like 0.3 centimeters. Okay, so we got that cut down to size. Then we want to take this and we want to center it over that large one. And I'm just going to put the glue on the back of the white. And let me get it on here so I don't spill any glue onto the card work surface. I'm just rubbing that down with my fingers because I don't want to use my bone folder on that foil. I don't want to scratch that up any more than I've done already. And we'll use this large one here. Move it over here a bit. And I'm just putting glue on all of these spears here, just down the center. And I've got quite a bit there, but when I put it on there, it will spread out. You definitely want to have this on the rubber mat because there's glue on the back of these here. And then we're just rubbing this down. Okay, then we'll do the next one. And I'm going to move this over to this side now. Again, I'm rubbing this down so that glue holds. Normally I would use my bone folder to make sure that it's all contacted, but I'm just using my fingers. Now, you could use this for your card front and not put any more embellishments on there if you didn't want to. And actually I would try putting on some gems. And the gems would be iridescent rhinestones, what I'm going to be using. And here's where I talked about using their take your pick. You could either use a paddle or use one of these. I'm just going to put one up here. I'm going to use a bigger one down here, right between here. And let's see, maybe put another smaller one up here. And then I would say that you'd trim this up and you'd glue it onto here with dimensionals, and that would be your card. And I can actually show you how you trim these up. I'm going to use the card edge and just go straight up. And I'm doing it from the front because I want that cut to be folded backwards rather than on the front. And then this one's going to have 3 that I'm going to be cutting. And I'm just going to do them one at a time. And one last one. And they kind of went all over. Normally you should use separate scissors for glue. but I'm using my regular ones right now. So you'd put this on with dimensionals, and you can say it's done. You know, put this on here as well, and you're done. But I'm going to show you how to add stars and make it a little bit more shiny. And here's some other things you could have used for gems. That one fell off. It's sticking to my fingers. Yeah. So we've got these. You could use the gold in there. That would be the brushed metallic adhesive back dots, or these iridescent rhinestones. Actually, rhinestone basic jewels. These are the iridescent rhinestones. Okay, so here we have all these stars left over. And I'm just going to kind of place them. I think I want that one up there. Whoops. One up there. One down here. One down here. One here. One here. One here. So I'm going to have to do some more trimming. That's why I didn't want to mount this yet onto the card, because then it's hard to trim that. So I'm going to go ahead and use this one first. And I'm going to just glue it on this star here. Just line it up, and then I just hold it with my fingers to make sure the glue makes contact with the paper. And we'll do the same thing with this one. I'm going to put it over here too, because I don't want it the glue to go on my work surface. And then we'll take this. Okay, you're probably wondering why I didn't do this big one here, but we have our sentiment going on the front of this card. So I'll probably do it like this here. Okay, let me get these trimmed. I think they'll be fine now. So next we want to put this on with our dimensionals, and we'll do that after we put this on our card base. Got our dimensionals here, and I'm going to flip this over. I think I'll use the paddle this time. I'm finding that's hard because it sticks to the entire paddle. You can do it better with the paddle when you're doing the small dimensionals, but it seems to stick to the paddle when you're using the large dimensionals. So that's why I switched it out. Let's see if I got that. Okay. And we just take these off. And I'm just going to, can't quite get them all on here. You can get quite a few of them. So then we want to set this on our card at 1/8 of an inch for a border on all 4 sides. So just basically center it. And usually it's easier to center it from this way, so let me turn it. I'm not going to put it down yet hard because I don't want to have to tear it off again. So I'm going to just set it lightly. Yeah, that looks good. Next we need to attach this, and I'm going to cut these dimensionals in half. We'll put one in the middle. Let's cut that in half. I put a lot of dimensionals on just so that don't get all wonky when it goes through the rollers of the post office. If you're not going to mail it, you'd only need 4 dimensionals, one at each corner there. Probably even for the base card. Here you probably only need 4, maybe 1 in the middle, maybe 5. But I'm usually male on my, so I don't bother with putting on less. This is off-centered a little bit to the right. I think we're done with our card. I hope you like this project as much as I did. Why don't you give it a try? Now, if you've enjoyed today's video, would you do me 2 favors? Click the thumbs up emoji. That means you like it. And would you share it on social media with your crafting friends and pin it to Pinterest? These actions will help me to keep sharing my ideas with other crafters for free, and I'd really appreciate that. Be sure to hit the subscribe button below so you won't miss any future videos. If you have any questions, be sure to contact me. If you don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I'd love to be your demonstrator. Just reach out to me. If you'd like to place a Stampin' Up! Order or would like a catalog, hop over to my website where you'll find the Shop Now button. To shop with me, you'll need to go to joanheberlein.stampinup.net. Mark your calendars. I'll be back Sunday, December 17th, and we'll be doing something from the annual catalog. I hope you'll be here to join me. Thanks so much for being here with me tonight, and I look forward to next time. Bye for now, and don't forget to subscribe.